Yo, what is up, y'all? What is up? What is up? We are finally here. We are finally here, y'all. We are here for Real Cash Talk, Season 2, Episode 1. We finally made it, y'all. Man, I can't thank y'all enough for holding it down for me, sticking by my side and all that, man. As y'all can see, I took it off Instagram and I brought it to YouTube. I'm gonna test it out and see how it's going on YouTube also. Hey, if it's going well, we're gonna stay here, you know. But if you are new here, welcome. I am Kash and you are watching Real Cash Talk. Man, it feels so good to be back, like talking to y'all and having conversations and just talking. Like I realized I did miss being on a podcast and talking and having topics and talking about certain things and having y'all comment, you know, certain things of that sort. But before I get right into episode 1, you know, I want you guys to make sure y'all follow me on all my socials. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, everything. I'm gonna put everything down below. Now we're getting into it. As you can see from the title below, episode 1 is called Just an Intro. Just like I did with the previous, with season 1, just like I did with season 1, I'm just gonna give y'all an insight on what to expect from season 2, what to expect from me, my guest, the topics, the layout, everything of that sort, okay? As y'all know, season 1 was on Instagram. It was about 9-10 minute videos. Here on the podcast, on YouTube, it can be a little bit longer. I'm aiming for about 20 minutes max, maybe 30, 15 minutes is the minimum. Season 1 was all just me because I wanted people to hear my opinions and my thoughts on things, just solely me. So for season 2, I will be having guests so that the guests, we can get right into the topics. They can give their opinions and inputs. I give mine. We go back and forth. You know, just it's always good to have different views of a topic, of a subject, things like that. So that's what the plan is. For season 2, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm very real, blunt, straight to the point. If y'all new here, first time watching, like I said, I'm real, blunt, straight to the point, straightforward. I want to tell y'all the real. So I had a space. Well, I still have a space for my guests for season 2. Some of my guests, it may be not be in my where I'm in now, my office, my studio, because I'm still in the works of trying to put it together. Things just kept happening. The devil just kept getting in my way, but God said we're gonna have this podcast. So without all the things, the stones being brought to me and all that, I'm gonna still have this podcast regardless. You know, I'm gonna still make it do what it do. I might have guests sometimes in my studio, or I might be with the guests somewhere else. So you will see a location change very often. When it comes to just solely me, because some videos, I'm not going to have a guest every episode. Sometimes a guest can't make it, and I'm just going to do what I do. But when there is no guest, you will see me just like this in this setup, kind of similar to the other one that I had for season 1, but not quite, as y'all can see. So for season 2, I want to bring more opinions and thoughts from outside people or also my supporters. So I will be asking people, just like I did for season 1, I will be reading tweets, but more so like story times. And if someone puts a question or an opinion in on my spam Instagram, I'm going to bring that towards the podcast and we're going to talk about that. Although the subjects, the topics are already set for season 2, I still have inputs that I want to input on these topics. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Just like I did for season 1, you might hear me read a tweet. But I think more so this time for season 2, I want to get into like the real in-depth nitty-gritty, like realistic, what people are going through in their lives. Like, I don't know if y'all seen some podcasts where sometimes they read off a story from Reddit or a comment from Reddit. I'm gonna do something like that. If someone puts an input about whatever the topic is of the podcast, we're gonna go based off that, Sometimes we're not. It just depends on how it's flowing, if I have a guest, if I don't have a guest, all that good sort. If you want to be a guest, there's still time. You are more than welcome to be a guest on my show. We can work out logistics and everything. Number one, no, I am not charging anybody to be a guest on my podcast. Okay, I'm not charging, and I don't expect y'all to charge me, cause what? What? Number two, we're gonna be a little lit on the podcast. Okay, just like I was season one. That ain't gonna change. That's not going to change. I'm gonna be lit and not drunk. So use your context clues. So mom or dad or any family, if you're watching, that is what it is. I'm grown. I pay my bills. Anyway, if you're new, I'm real heavy on, like I said, I'm real, blunt, straight to the point. I'm not going to beat around the bush about nothing. I'm going to give y'all my honest opinion, just like that. The whole base of my podcast is to speak my truth, is to give different outlooks and opinions on different situations. Like I said before, if you watch other my podcast from season one, there is so much to be talked about, and there's so many views and so many opinions, and there's so many right answers and wrong answers to a lot of things, and I just want to talk about it. I like being real. I wouldn't say I like being controversial, but I'm going to pick your brain. I'm going to do that. All right, I'm most definitely going to do that. That's what this podcast is about. I feel like some podcasts, some are just there to be messy, and some are there to really talk about stuff, And I hope I am the podcast people can say, yo, watch her podcast because she talks about real stuff, I want to be that for y'all. I want to talk about the things I'm going to talk about. I'm not going to say I want to. The things I'm going to talk about, I'm going to talk about things that I see, that I encounter, that is very well known in this world. If you haven't seen the episode list, I suggest you guys go on my Instagram and check that out. But season 2, we're coming hard, we're coming different. Like I said, I'm really excited. This first episode was just, like I said, just an intro to give y'all a little taste of what to expect on season 2, what not to expect, and all that. Like I said, if you want to be a guest, there's still time. Just reach out to me. I'm here. Okay, I'm here. If you are a guest and you're going to be a guest on my podcast, I just want you guys to know we're going to talk solely on the topic of the podcast for that episode, okay? Each episode is obviously different, but we're going to talk solely on that episode. We're not going to talk about anything else but that episode, okay? To end this intro, let's end this episode of the intro of the podcast. I just want to say, every day, I hope every day, y'all are learning new things, exploring your mind with new things, because there's so much out there to know and to learn. And I feel like people take advantage of that. I just feel like, you know what? I don't even want to get into it because it's going to be a topic. But just know that I want y'all to understand who I am, what I'm about, and I don't plan on changing that. I love doing this. I put my heart, sweat, blood, and tears, like as much as a head ass as that might sound, I put all that into my craft. So whether it's my podcast, my TikToks, whatever I'm doing, I just want y'all to see the real in me and everything like that. Excuse me. I have a very big heart. I'm still learning every day. I'm still growing every day, and that's what I want people to do. Also, is learn and grow every single day. But just know, I'm gonna talk my stuff now. I'm gonna talk my stuff regardless. I'm gonna talk my stuff, okay? So I think I'm gonna wrap it up right here. But next week, episode 2, I will have a guest who also has a podcast. I'm not going to say his name yet. Actually, no. I will say his name. I will have a guest on the show, my good friend Anthony, but we call him Ant. So shout out to Ant. He will be here next week. He will be a special guest for the next 2 weeks, actually. And we will be talking on next week. We will be talking about fitting in this society and how it is so hard and how people just want to fit in so bad. So me and Ant we're gonna talk our talk. We're gonna speak what we speak, and that's gonna be that, yo. That's all. I'll see y'all next week, May 11th, for episode 2. That's it. That's all. Stay real. Stay true. On the code. Let's show.
Crank that whole sound, son.